Welcome to the Tabloid Times podcast, the world's only hope for the truth. And this is a talk time podcast, so we'll be doing Dear Doctors questions, bringing in questions from the guests, and getting 2 answers for insight.
We will read aloud for all to hear the responses to 3 Dear Doctor questions this week. Listen closely, because the transcript might maybe be posted on this website later. Dear Doctor's questions from Slightly More Sexy Beast. How do I become as cool as Bear Grylls? Also, how do I change an alien baby's underwear? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Alright, I have the answers from Dr. Froidni, and I will be reading the answers given to me from Dr. Yannoiji to these questions. Take it away in place of Dr. Froidni. Alright, Dr. Froidni says, how do I become as cool as Bear Grylls? The secret is to become a British commando who really, really likes eating things like ants and raw rats. There's not too much else to it besides enjoying extreme discomfort and the ability to eat anything. How do you change a baby alien's underwear? With concentration. And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This is an implausible question, according to Froidni. It's useless because a woodchuck cannot chuck wood, has no motive to chuck wood, and we have no idea how much they would, because even if they chucked wood to their full capacity, we do not know what that capacity is, because a woodchuck is not designed to chuck wood! So, reading on behalf of Dr. Yannoiji today, to answer the first part of the question discussing how to become as cool as Bear Grylls. Simply, you need to quit either your job or your school, depending on what you're doing, and spend all your time at home refining your skills so that you could enter and win America's Got Talent 5 times in a row, doing completely different skills and still having a heartening different backstory every time. If you want to change a baby alien's underwear, first of all, you need a giant bulldozer. You need also 43 gallons of water and 5 eggs. The rest is self-explanatory. And to answer one of the longest, most debated questions in the scientific community that still, for some reason, does not have an answer at this point. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Dr. Yannoiji says, let's look to the study that I conducted a few years ago. As it turns out, woodchucks do not chuck wood very well. And it is hard to measure wood in units because there is no such thing as one wood. But Dr. Yannoiji nonetheless concluded that it takes 5 alien babies to change a diaper. No, wait, wrong study. He concluded that swimming is the best form of exercise.
From Mrs. Butterscotch, what do EP and LP stand for? Brackets, music albums.
Alright, so I'll be speaking on behalf of Dr. Froidni. Now, I wasn't really in the mood to Google this. I'm sure that Miss Butterscotch is actually aware of the answer. But if I were asked what EP and LP stand for, I would say LP would stand for long pants, and EP stands for eternal power. I mean, it's just pretty obvious. So Dr. Yannoiji conducted yet another survey and concluded that through an interview of more than 200 scientists at the Tabloid Times headquarters, he discovered that the majority of people think that EP stands for extra plutonium and LP stands for less plutonium.
From Mickey Mouse. What do you want to come to my club? Would you want to come to my clubhouse?
From Dr. Froidni. Nah. From Dr. Yannoiji. I cannot answer that question right now because it could disclose potential conversations that I had with my superiors, and if they want to invoke their right to make those conversations private, I do not want to deny them that right. So I cannot tell you anything at all. So that was our Dear Doctors segment. Thank you very much for listening in, and tune in next time to the Tabloid Times podcast. This has been a Talk Time segment.